Hello, a very good afternoon, good evening to my dear students. Myself, Professor Sapna Sharma, BBSA Department, Business Administrative Campus, Modern College. So, students, today's our cloud computing MOOC course topic is cloud computing with IoT. Now, before moving to this very fascinating type of topic, we should understand what we have done into our last session, as it is a kind of habit that I am carrying so far. So, in the very first session, dear student, we have studied what is cloud computing. There, we actually understood how cloud computing has captured this market and how uh, you know the people are using it, how the people like the way cloud is so far. Then we in the next particular session we have studied, or you can say we have done a comparison between the cloud computing or the cloud market versus your traditional IT market. So there we have studied like the differentiation, the huge differentiations that are being carried out, or that we have understood, like how the traditional market was working and how the current market is working with respect to the cloud computing. Then we have also studied the various type of models. One was the deployment model and second one was the service model. Inside the deployment model, we people have gone through the three different type of most important model. Actually, there are four, but we have gone through the famous three type of model: public, private, and one was the hybrid model. Okay, then we have studied where we actually look for public model, then where we actually look for the private model, and why we require the hybrid model and all. Then into the service model, we have studied the three different services, so called as first one was the AAS, infrastructure as a service, then PaaS, platform as a service, and then SaaS, service, software as a service. So in today's session, we will be studying something bit different, that is cloud with respect to, along with, or you can say, IoT. So as everyone knows about the IoT, IoT is nothing but Internet of Things. Okay. So as IoT is very much trendy, because with the help of IoT, we people are trying to make smart applications or smart appliances, you can say. We try to make the place, not only things, in fact you can say, you are making the places as smarter, right? You are not dependent on anyone. With the help of IoT, people are not dependent on anyone. Everything is so smart. If it is a house, you can say, it is a kind of car, it can be any appliances, everything is becoming smarter day and day. They are not dependent on any of the human being or individuality for their functionality. They all are working on to their own intelligence level. But when we combine this Internet of Thing with cloud, then this becomes cloud of things, right? IoT plus cloud computing. So let us take a journey onto this fascinating type of topics, so called as cloud of things. Now, when you not only talk about, when you combine the IoT and cloud computing, when you do this great integration, so it is cloud of thing, you can say. So IoT and cloud computing integration is not that simple, you can say. It has a lot of issues inside it. If it has certain kind of biggest advantages, big innovations, you can say, so along with that innovation it has a lot of issues also, because biggest innovations are having a lot of issues, lot of hurdles in order to do the implementations and all. But when you try to make a solution out of it, the solutions are a biggest potential solutions, you can say, which highlight a specific problem, and that problem would be solved in a very in a very appropriate manner. So this is the power of these two different technologies, and when they are combined, so we are making a very wonderful type of solutions out of it. Fine. Now, next is when you talk about cloud of things. So first of all, let us get a deep into Internet of Things. So this IoT or Internet of Thing was being introduced by Kevin Asthorn in the year 1989. So you can say that internet of thing is not a that oldest type of technology or oldest type of innovation. You can say it was into the late 90s, or you can say start of your 2000s. So it has emerged now. The emergence or the evolution has been taken place now, but the introduction was done in late 90s, you can say. Okay, and the importance of internet of thing was to make your computing power unambiguous, means it shouldn't have any fault, it shouldn't have any fluke type of thing, like it should work in a very appropriate manner, it should be smarter enough, like more smarter than the human brain, you can see. Computers are the things, but we can make, apart from the computers, we can make each and everything so smart that as this particular image impact internet of thing is, it's not only talking about some computers, it is talking about the television, it is talking about the telephones, it is talking about the bulb, it is talking about small small things, even it is talking about the plants, it is talking about each and everything that we people are using, right? So internet of thing is a network. Okay, and in this particular network, we people are considering the physical devices. Okay, just like your mobile phones and your, you can say, cells, or any of the physical devices. You can talk about your televisions and all. In not only that, vehicles are also included inside it, home appliances are also included inside it, in along with that embedded systems are also included inside it, like electronics is there, embedded system, you can say washing machine, then your ACs and all, right? Then sensors are also there, actuators are also there, right? You have a lot of things around you, everything would be derived by IoT now. Everything would be having the connectivity with the Internet of Things, right? So, Internet of Things is a very huge network, dear student. And just because of this, we are not only generating such kind of fascinating things inside the devices, inside the vehicle areas and everywhere. But we people are creating the opportunities. And so this to make everything digital, to make everything so called as smarter day by day. Now, when you talk about Internet of Things, there are certain layers that we have to think about. Like there are so far one, two, three, four, five layers are there, dear student. The very first layer is perception layer. Then we have the network layer. Then middleware layer is there. Application layer is there, and business layer is there. At the topmost position, business layer is there. With the help of this layer, I hope you people must be recognizing something so called as OSI model. OSI model was there, where we people were having actually OSI model belongs to your networking part, where we used to have the seven layers for the communication into the networking area. Means basically that OSI model was being developed for the internet, how how the communication between two ends can be taken place. So there we were having seven layers, so called as physical, data link layer, then network layer, the session layer, then transport layer, right? Then application layer was there, presentation layer was there. So many layers were there, actually seven layers, actually not so many, you can see seven layers. But in internet of thing, we are having five layers, dear student. The very first layer is perception. Like we are we are percepting something, we are accepting something, and that acceptance would be navigated with the help of network layer. And after doing that, we are having the middle layer, which is very much important. Okay, so with the help of this middleware layer, we are actually reaching to the another end. From one end, before the perception, we are reaching to the another end. Okay, then we after middleware layer, we do a kind of filtration, and after filtration, it is being applied onto the application layer is there. And after application layer, we people try to get some benefit out of it. Some application would be generated, and it would be giving a kind of business perspective level of advantage to us. This is what your internet of thing layer is consist of. So ultimately, we people are starting from scratch, and then we are taking the advantage of it, and we people are making such kind of applications, such kind of things, which will give advantage to us, right? So internet of thing is not only good at the point of at the point of smartness. Yes, it is good enough at the point of you can say for business perspective also. Next is when you talk about the cloud computing so far. Okay, when you talk about cloud computing so far, so cloud computing is something very much different. In cloud computing, dear students, so you can say cloud computing is very much recent into your IT market. It is also one of the fascinating type of technology that you people are using, right? It is wholesome working on to the desktop, or you can say from one desktop you can you can capture the whole world wide web, right? But means and here you don't have to do any kind of maintenance. You are not you're not at all worried about any managing of the resources, right? Previously कैसा होता था, we if we are just making certain thing, then we have to do the maintenance, we have to manage everything. But in cloud computing there is no management which is required, there is no maintenance at all which is required, right? And due to this maintenance charges low, managing charges low, the cost become very much less. Only the thing that you have to bear is the service that you have to provide on timely manner. Okay, here in cloud computing we are just talking about the services, and those services need to be provided on time to time basis so far. Okay, that is the most important thing that you have to capture over here. So itself cloud computing, you can think about cloud computing is a kind of technology, it is a kind of platform where we people are putting everything onto the cloud, where and numerous infinite storage area is there, where you don't have to worry at all about anything, right? You can capture a lot of data, and you can do a lot of analytical part onto the basis of the data that you have captured or you have kept onto the cloud so far. Now let me just move on to the next part of the day, that is the cloud computing will give you what, dear students? So I have mentioned these points into my previous session also. Like in cloud computing you people get a lot of services, and those services are being bifurcated into four different categories, that is as, SaaS and PaaS. Okay, and along with that you have one more part that is known as the network as a service, right? You are also having network as a service. So you have a lot of specified areas, dear student, where you people can use cloud computing. So you can find out that cloud computing is not restricted to one specific place. Yes, it is applicable, or it is available for each and every scenarios. Wherever you want you can implement it, right? So these two wonderful technologies when they combine, so whatever product or whatever applications you will be getting into your hand, they those application would be like somehow very much different, very much appropriate, like very much smart you can say, which will be having the higher computations, where they are enough smart to do any kind of functionalities and all. Next is cloud of thing is what? Now when we combine these two different type of technologies and try to implement one specific stuff, then what exactly it is? So cloud of thing is nothing but connecting devices. It is nothing but connecting of the devices, right? And for connecting of the devices there is no limitation, there is no margin, there is no boundaries so far. So when you talk about over here, I have given some statistics. So connecting devices has been reached to 9 billion and are expected to grow more rapidly and reach 24 billion by 2020, you can say. Currently we are into the 2022, but the statistic is long behind. So 2024 billion was into the year 2020. Okay, and now it is 2022. So you can consider how much it has been impacted. This particular statistical area was in into the time when there was a COVID situation arised so far, and now it is it after 2 years. So you cannot only do it triple, it can be four time or five time it has been leaded. So since the number of connected devices is rapidly increasing every day, every single instant of time, the devices are getting connected. They are being created and they are being connected so far. Okay, so storing of the data locally, you can say, and temporary will not be possible anymore, right? You are just storing the data at to a global level. You are not storing the data at a one specific localized place for a temporary purpose. In fact, you are just storing the data onto the globalized purpose, right? And data must not only be processed to form information and further to form a knowledge, but it should be made a mean of wisdom for the user. Yes, obviously, like as I have mentioned into my previous session, see, you people collect a lot of data, and it is not important that the data that you have collected, every data is important to you or every data is advantageous to you, right? What do you do? Whatever data you have collected, you try to abstract the thing which is required by you, okay, which is into the requirement. And that abstracted type of data is nothing but the information, because information is some kind of data or something which will which will actually satisfy you, which is as per your requirement, whatever you people need, that is information so far. So it is an accurate thing that you generate from the consolidated data that you were having, right? And then what we do, we use this information in order to make it as a knowledge, right? We people use it, we people read the information again and again. And when we read the information again and again, then we try to grasp some knowledge out of it. That for example, you people are reading any subject, okay, so from that subject would be having abundant of data inside it, okay. You try to extract some important thing out of it, and that thing is nothing but later on it is considered as a knowledge, right? With the information that you feed into your mind is nothing but the knowledge that you people have gained, because you are doing the implementation with the help of that information. So it is not the end, dear student. I hope this you would have studied into your data mining and data warehousing, where you people have the KDD process. Okay, KDD process, you can say, that is known as the knowledge data definition. It is knowledge data definition. Yes, means you are abstracting the data, you are converting it into the information, and after converting it into information, when you use it, then it is known as the knowledge, right? So you're not limiting that thing to the knowledge. Now you have used that particular knowledge for your business perspective, and that is nothing but the wisdom, right? You're using that knowledge so that you get some profit out of it. That is nothing but the wisdom. That is known as the cloud of thing, right? You have stored a lot of very good information onto the cloud. You are using that knowledge, and now with the help of that knowledge, you are making some business, okay. Just like Facebook, Twitters, they all are also making the business, right? How they are making the business? They're using your data, right? You people put a lot of things onto the Facebook, onto the Twitters and all, onto the Instagram. They take that particular data and they try to extract that data. They try to take out the important things from whatever you people have uploaded, okay. And then they use that data for their own benefit, for in order to get the advantage, in order to generate the money so far. So that is the kind of business those people are making, right? So IoT and cloud computing, they both are working so that they can enhance this or they can expand this market. This market is only applicable for certain companies. Now with the help of the IoTs and the cloud computing, we can grow this market. We can make this market larger and larger, so that other people can also enjoy the benefit of this particular market so far. Now, cloud of thing, you can say. So if you just see over here, I have a cloud manager, okay, and with the help this cloud manager is being connected with multiple devices, you can say. And here I am having the IoT 1, IoT 3 and IoT 4, like that, this IoT is connected with some another type of devices, and every IoT is having some another type of devices connected with them. Like that device can be anything, right? It can be any of the organization, any of the institute, any of the company, and any type of business, you can say, any type of network, you can say, any type of home appliance, it you can say, right? but everyone need to have a very good type of you can say the internet connectivity, and with the help of this internet connectivity, this IoT would be connected with the cloud manager, and along with that these several devices are also connected with this cloud manager. How the two zone of people are connected with each other, so that they can merge with each other and they can form some type of thing so far. Now, when you talk about the issues into the cloud of thing, the very first type of issue that you people can face is the protocol support. Okay, it is a very important type of thing that could be a case.